Hello, book besties.
I'm Albie.
And I'm Nikki,
Welcome to Backstage with the Book Babes.
where we spill the tea on the secret lives of your favorite romance authors. We've got a fantastic Canadian author with us today who writes hockey romance as well as fantasy romance and some other things. But what have you been up to, Albie?
I have been doing all the things. That's kind of it. Bro Awesome comes out in July. I'm really excited about that. The Trick Shot Athletes, they're her three bosses. So there's kind of like not a sex contract, but definitely like dating contract, which
Fun.
is really fun. And then I'm also planning a couple of secret projects that I'm working on, as well as GR Lit
Secrets.
Fest with our burlesque night. It's going to be awesome. I'm really excited about it. What about you, Nikki?
Well, it was my birthday yesterday. So, I've been
Yay.
busy, but I feel like there's the other stuff that's been going on in the last couple of weeks. There's been a lot of super fun things going on around here. So we got the PWHL expansion team in my city. So that was super exciting. I can't wait to see what they end up naming them and things like that. I may have put a deposit down to get season tickets, which I may or may not be able to afford, but we'll see. If not, if you don't get the season tickets, you can just use them for a game. So I just got really excited.
Awesome. Like it.
And they named the AHL team that we're also getting the Hammers, and everyone's really mad about that because it's the Hamilton Hammers. So yeah.
It'd be fun if they were like a hammerhead sharks or something.
Yeah, but we're not exactly on the ocean, so that wouldn't really make that much sense.
True.
If there was some lake fish, maybe, but that's a California name
Oh
or something, right?
Yeah, that'd be so funny.
Yeah. But you know how people get big mad about stupid things like that? You're just like, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. There's a lot of hockey coming to my city, which is exciting as a hockey romance author. And Albie and I also have been doing the watch of Off Campus. We're doing a live watch and tweet of each episode, not tweet, thread, because Twitter is a hellhole. And then we're doing a live recap after it. So we've watched the first two episodes. We're watching the third one tonight that we're recording. This episode's coming out on this Wednesday. So if you haven't caught the first part of our live chaos, you can still catch the second part of it. Yeah. And I'm going to post the videos on YouTube as well. Yeah. On our Backstage YouTube. Yeah. So if you want to see us just being chaotic for funsies and talking about Off Campus, check out the social media.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's going on with us. But we are very excited now to introduce you to Frances Everly, a huge book babe. Welcome to you, Frances.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
We're super glad to have you on with us. I've met you at a lot of local events, so we already know each other.
Quite a few, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we started writing or doing these events around the same time.
I feel like, yes, probably. Were you at the very first West Avenue Cider House one?
I was. That's how I know you.
Yes. That was the very first event I did at all. So
Same.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was my first one in Canada.
Okay. Oh, because you went to Dreaming Dirty, right? Was that your first one?
No, actually, I went to Flirty in Kansas City as my first one.
Okay.
Yeah, and I went to that one because my cover model for my first Romantasy series was in that area, and he was supposed to come, but he was in a car accident or something the day before, didn't end up showing. So I flew down there for nothing, basically, but I met a lot of great people, so I guess it wasn't entirely for nothing.
Yeah, that's fun. It was weird. Like when you go from going to an event where you only have one book and you barely started and you hardly know what's going on to going to several events a year and people actually knowing you when you go to these places. It's kind of weird. It's an interesting change, isn't it?
It is very interesting and weird and
yeah, it's weird.
It kind of gives you a high though too, because I write under pen names, so I have this anonymity
in your real life,
whatever, and piss off. No, I'm not going to piss people off, but if I have verbal diarrhea, I'm not going to be as embarrassed later.
Yeah, because I'm not going to see you again until next year at this event.
Exactly. And then you'll probably, hopefully forget.
That's the dream. When I'm awkward at an event, I hope you forget next time you see me.
Yeah.
Because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we know you write contemporary romance as Frances Everly, but you also write fantasy romance under the pen name F.D. Everly. Can you tell us a little bit about your romance books to get going?
So my romance books, I started writing Hawk's Heart in 2019 and published it maybe not even a month before COVID shut everything down. So I couldn't do any kind of promotion or anything except what I could do online for that. And I had no idea what to do because I didn't know. I was new to it and I had no guidance at all from the publisher that I had published with. And I knew nothing about this. So it was when I took control of my own works the following year, I learned so much more and it was so much more helpful. And the fact that I was able to get my books and get author copies so that I could actually, go to these events and sell them and make money was a huge difference. And when I started and with Hawk's Heart, I started with the thought of let's try something. So I'm like, well, I wasn't a teenage mom, but I was raised by a teenage mom. So I'm like, okay, well, there's my inspiration for my female character. Now, what would I have liked for her? Okay, let's throw in a hot British actor, and I'm like, and we're in Canada and I'm Canadian, so I'm going to go Canadian. And I made them in St. Catharines, where my mom actually lives. So she's not modeled after my mom, but I used the experiences growing up with my mom as kind of my background towards the characters that I wrote in Hawk's Heart. My dad's not an asshole like the dad in Hawk's Heart. I've got to say that, but yeah.
Fair. Yeah. It's good.
My
I think
stepdad's also not a hot British actor.
that's, wishful thinking. We all wish we had a hot British actor for a stepdad, right? Could fund all of our publishing dreams.
Yeah, I think if we all did, there would be a lot more of those stepdaddy books.
They're so fun to write, though. I love a stepdaddy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, okay, because I think I was looking at some of your books, and so I think I saw like rockstar romance, contemporary romance, some sports romance, the fantasy romances. Can you tell us a little bit about the journey between your genres and how you moved from one to another in that process?
So I have ADHD and I can't focus on one thing. So like if I read a rockstar romance, I'm like, I want to try a rockstar romance. And then I read it and I love fantasies and I've always loved King Arthur. So you know what? I'm going to finish this book that I started 10 years ago and never did anything with. And it's completely different from what I originally started writing. But I'm like, okay. And then I was like, I'm a little bored with these. I need to try something else. So my ideas, they just kind of bounce around in my head. And now I've got a baseball romance that I've randomly started.
Nice.
And a pirate romantasy that I have no idea why I started that, but I've started that. And I'm struggling with the last book for my current romantasy series because I'm like, I want to focus on these other things now.
Yeah.
My ADHD brain, I'm like, I'm done with this, but I'm actually not done with it.
Sometimes it can be hard to finish a series when you have so many other ideas. Definitely.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm done with these characters, but the characters aren't done with me.
Yeah. But at least you have something to offer everybody. You go to a live event, you've got a lot of different options, which is really good.
But I do feel like most people are either, oh my God, words, they don't work sometimes. They either go right for the romantasy and that's all they want, or they go straight for the hockey and they look at nothing else.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, because it's trendy right now, right? But the thing I try to remind myself and try to think about is there are always cycles in publishing, right? This genre is really hot right now, and then rockstar is really hot, and then billionaire is really hot. And so having that backlist, even if it's not selling well right now, say 5 years down the road, you've got that when that genre hits again. So I think it's just... It's a good thing to have. And people who like your hockey romance may go back and read some of your rockstar as well because they like your writing and they like your characters, right?
Yeah. And my rockstar ones, though, they have a different feel from my hockey ones.
Okay.
Especially my last one, Pucking Promises. I tend to have a lot of humor in those ones. I'm not sure why, but I feel like the hockey ones have to have humor.
Yeah.
Whereas my rockstar ones and all my other ones are more dramatic.
Yeah.
More emotional. Wild Hearts and Dragonflies is probably my most emotional book I've ever written. And it's a football romance.
Who knows? Again, though, you have something for everybody, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. If no matter what when they come up and they're like, this is what I like, you can be like, I have that.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
What are you looking for? Emotional? Are you looking for funny? Are you looking for fantasy? What's your favorite flavor? So I think you told us already where you get some of your inspiration, where you got your original inspiration for your first book. What about other books? How do those ideas pop up? Is it from watching something on TV or seeing something in the world? Like, what kinds of things spark your interest and make you want to write your next one?
My inspiration comes from just about anywhere. Half the time, it's a dream that I have, and it just doesn't leave my head. So I have to write it. And sometimes my dreams are really weird. So if I ever write some weird kind of spaceship thing that everybody's like, what the fuck? Well, I'm sorry.
Well, good. Like I said, we're good. Explicit. It's fine.
Sorry. But yeah, the inspiration comes from everywhere. My rockstar romances, I wrote, like I said, I read a rockstar romance and I loved it and I wanted to try one myself. So I came out with Wishing on Snowflakes, which is really short, but I feel like it's actually one of my best ones. It's very emotional. It's a rock star with amnesia, and he shows up on his former fiance's doorstep because, what else are you going to do when you're stuck in a blizzard and you don't know where you're going and you happen to end up on the end of her driveway?
Nice.
And, it's just things like that. And sometimes they get really stuck. So I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, read this and tell me what you think and where you think this should go. And she'll tell me. And I'm like, okay, I don't like that, but it's inspired me to go in a completely different direction. And now I know what I want to do.
That's saying it out loud and like talking it through, even if, that makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, it probably drives her nuts because every time I write something, I send it to her and she's like, this is ridiculous. Or if it's a sex scene and she looks at it and she's like, really? You want me to read this? I'm like, yeah, why not? And she's like, okay.
It's hilarious.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I know a lot of people say they don't have that kind of relationship with their parents, but maybe because my mom and I are actually pretty close in age, that maybe we were able to relate more on that level, on that friendship level at our ages.
You've got the Gilmore Girls effect going on there.
What's that?
The Gilmore Girls effect.
Kind of, except we don't talk that much.
Yeah. No, because you're right.
And I don't drink coffee.
But that closeness,
Yeah, that kind of closeness.
So you mentioned that you have the hockey one and the football, and you're working on a baseball, sports romance. Do you think you are going to stay with the sports romance genre for a while, or are you eyeing a new subgenre as well?
So I have no plans to leave the sports genre at the moment. I happen to like those guys. I don't know what it is about them, but I try to think of writing a billionaire romance or, a blue collar or something like that. And I'm like, at this point, I can't picture it. Like I've done those, but I can't picture another story like that right now. But all these athlete ones, well, I mean, they leave and come back. So that seems like an ideal relationship. They piss me off. They leave. They're gone for a while.
Yeah. Get a little time to
And then they can
yourself.
come back and we're good.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah, I love sports romance. I love the athletes and it's so much fun because it's fictional. And I know sometimes people online get a little bit bent out of shape and are like, well, real hockey guys aren't like that. And you're like, yes, that's why we write the fictional ones. That's why we read the fictional ones.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we've got to write our own fantasies about all those stretches they do on the ice.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can't tell me there's a woman alive out there, or a man, if you go that way, who's not thinking about what they can do with those hips.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. And those abs? Yes, please.
Yes.
So speaking of getting spicy, you mentioned sometimes you let your mom read your spice scenes, which is fun. But what would you classify the level in your books at? Are they varied levels or are they all kind of similar?
I think they're all pretty similar. Some might be a little spicier than others, but they tend to be rated, if you ask my readers, about maybe a 3.5 chili pepper level.
We like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like that. It's
Yeah.
a good, solid amount, but
But there's still more story behind it than there is. But I find at a lot of these events that we go to, people will ask me, is there actually story or is it just all sex from cover to cover? No, there's actually story. The sex scenes actually fit the story.
Yeah.
You're okay.
Yeah, I don't really like it's hard to just stick a spice scene in there just for funsies. Like it has to be part of the story to me. It has to be part of the
further
plot.
it some.
Yeah.
I have read some like that before, and you could tell, like,
spice for spice.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you could take out that spice scene and it would be the exact same book. And to me, I enjoy spice scenes that like are integral to the plot, that they move it along in some ways. Yeah. So for your books, did you set out to hit a certain heat level, or are you going into your books not knowing what's going to happen.
So I let my characters guide me through the book. So they tell me when they feel like they're ready to hit that, and then they hit it.
Fair.
So I am a complete pantser, and I have no idea how my middle is going to end. I know my start. I know I've got my idea of how I want it to end, but I have no idea what's happening in the middle until I write it.
Yeah. Feel that. Feel that. I've done that before. I try to be a little bit more organized now because I do find it a little easier. So I plot out more plot points, but a lot of time it does go off the rails. So then you're just like, well, I got to end up at this spot, right?
Yeah.
At least you have a destination in mind. And when you sit down to do a writing session, do you have any specific vibes you like? Do you have a writing wardrobe or specific atmosphere? You need candles lit or music? How do you like to write?
I always have my headphones on, and I have to make sure my kids are in bed or something, especially when I'm writing those spicy scenes. You know, it used to be fine. I'd write no matter what. They'd be watching Bluey or something, and I'd just be sitting at the coffee table or on the couch, my headphones, listening to music, writing away, and they're completely, clueless to what I'm doing, right? But now they can read, and they like to read over my shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Mommy's got her laptop open. Let's see what she's doing. Nope, you cannot look. Nope.
Your mom can read that, but not your kids.
Well, no, because they're like 9 and 12,
No, I
and
know.
I think I'd get in trouble.
Yeah, it's not okay.
No. So typically, I wait till they're in bed, or I come into my office here and I shut the door, and I have to lock it. Because literally, the minute the laptop opens, they're on me. Doesn't matter what they're doing. The minute I'm doing something,
Of course.
there's my kids.
Yeah.
But I'll write in my office, or I'll write sitting on the couch or something. I have music playing or a movie in the background because I'm one of those people. I need background noise, cup of tea, and away I go. Like,
What's your favorite kind of
awesome.
tea?
vanilla Earl Grey.
Ooh, yes, I do like some Earl Grey.
Ooh.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's very good tea. As you take a sip of your tea.
Yes, I love tea.
I like your
usually-
cup.
I have a whole collection that I use.
Oh, I was thinking about you, Albie, because our friends came over yesterday for just like a hangout on my birthday. And she bought me a flower pot, like a flower that is inside of a teapot like that and on the saucer. And
that's
it's
so
so
cute.
cute. I'll
That's
take a picture
so
and show you
cool.
after. Yeah.
Happy birthday, by the way. I
Thank
know I said
you.
that yesterday, but
It's all good. It's all good. I celebrate my birthday more than I should because I like to. My husband always makes
why
fun of me.
shouldn't you be celebrated?
You should be,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. I did get to go to roller derby practice on my birthday yesterday, so that was fun. I did that in the morning.
Did they go easy on you because it was your birthday?
I didn't tell anyone because I don't know. I don't really know them that well, so yeah. I didn't want to be like,
Played a little
hey, it's my
side.
birthday. Yeah. But it was fun. It was good.
Is that how you do your research for like your roller derbies and stuff? You
So
get
I just
into
started
it?
doing this this is the first session I've ever done, so it's a learn to skate kind of program. I've been interested in roller derby for quite a long time. Back in Guelph, like they started a local team and they came into our store and were telling us about it. And I was like, that's so cool. So I've kind of followed it off and on and I've done some things. That's what kind of inspired me to write my first character that was in the roller derby. But we do have a local team and I've been kind of following them for years since I lived back in Hamilton, and they have a learn to skate kind of foundations class. And I thought about taking it a couple of years ago, then I hurt my knee. So this year is the first year I'm trying it out. So it'd probably help a little bit with my next book, but it was kind of inspired by interest in roller derby and then also writing it and seeing how much fun it is there. So yeah, it's been fun.
That's awesome. I hadn't, until you said that you'd written a roller derby, I hadn't even thought of that as a genre.
Yeah.
But it sounds really awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like, because my first one was just part of my hockey romance series, right? So the female main character was in the roller derby and I never marketed it as a roller derby romance. But now it feels like a lot of people are looking for alternatives to hockey. You know, they're looking for different sports, underrepresented sports.
Yeah.
And
especially if she's the athlete.
Yeah. And I knew that Tasha's best friend from the Red Line, which was my first one, I knew that I wanted her to have a story. So I always kind of planned to do this roller derby spinoff. It just felt like the right time. So seeing how it goes. It's just fun to write.
Right. Yeah. I second that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you did this work to figure out what's the best method for you for like writing and to be productive with that schedule. Looking back at your career, what would you change or what do you wish you had done differently knowing where you are now?
I don't think I would have started with an indie publisher. I think I would have done more research into how to do it independently first and maybe take a marketing course or two because I have no clue what I'm doing. Yeah. Other than that, though, I can't really see how I could have done this any differently while being a mom and having a full-time job and all
Yeah.
of that.
I think it's one of those
Yeah.
things you just learn along the way as you go a lot of the
Yeah.
time, right? And even taking a marketing class can be helpful to some extent, but I feel like book marketing is a very specific thing. And there's a lot of very specific ways that people do it that don't necessarily apply to like other types of businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
So what would you say is the best investment you've made as an author?
My covers. I started with using pre-made covers that were a lot cheaper and they're great covers, but they don't draw the eye as much as like this cover would, right? Like
Yeah.
you see him, you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
you can tell that that's not a pre-made because no one else has that cover. No one else has anything similar to that. And I've actually had people ask me if the guys on my covers were AI. I'm like, no, my book started coming out in like 2020.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
pretty sure that was long before AI was a thing, but also that's kind of a disservice to the male characters on my covers and
Yeah.
the models. But yeah, that is the best investment that I have done. And seriously, Pucked, I swear, that one sells based on the cover alone.
Nice.
Awesome. Love those types of books where people just walk right up and they're like, yep, that's the one. I'm like, you want to hear about it? And they're like, nope.
No, I just want those abs.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it
Yeah.
is.
Don't we all?
I mean, the dad bod is great, but
Yeah.
we've got dream too, right?
Fantasies, exactly. You don't necessarily need it in real life, but you like
Let
to
us
dream
have
about
our
it. Yeah.
So you said that you started publishing in 2020. Here we are in 2016. We're all still authors.
You're in 2026.
Did you go back in time?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. The other day I didn't know what month it was at work and I had to ask somebody. So
Okay, we went back a whole decade. Like I'm totally cool being a decade younger.
And I can
Let's
also
go back
like
to my
feel like
30s. I'm good with that.
I feel like 2016 was maybe a lot better than 2026 is too
I
in
think
general.
so. Pre-COVID, definitely.
Oh my God. The world's a lot
oh
different
my
now.
god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never know where I am or what I'm doing.
Or how old you are when we were in Windsor and the security guard at the casino asked you how old you were and you're like,
I literally was like, I don't know the answer to that. I can tell
Yes.
you my birth year.
I got my
No.
ID, but you can tell me. How's that?
Oh my gosh, that was embarrassing. But
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're
So
still
the fact that he
look at
had
us,
to
we're
ask
still
you though is a
surviving.
huge compliment. So take the win.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think he was just like, that was his requirement. He had to ask us. There was no
Yeah.
like, you don't need to prove it or anything. Just tell me. This is my,
Yeah.
I didn't get that once.
it was just the one time on the first day when we were there. Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny because all of us were well over the
Oh, yeah.
oh my gosh. But yeah. So yeah, look at us. We're still authors though. I can't do math and I don't know where I am or when I am, but like, we're authors.
But you can write books. So that's all that matters.
Yeah.
It's just a sign that you have to write a time traveling book now.
Yeah.
Must be.
I'm seeing a lot more of those coming out now. A lot of people are doing like, not time travel, but like 80s or 90s set books. And I'm like, they're just going back to a better time before social media and cell phone cameras. You know?
Y2K.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. The nostalgia. Everyone loves this nostalgia right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, I was gonna ask before I got confused about the time. Having done this for so long and you're still committed to it, what was the moment that you were like, "Yep, this is why I want to be an author," that keeps you going even today when like things are really hard to be not only an author itself, but an indie author as well?
Actually, I think if it weren't for going to these events, I probably would have stopped a while ago. But actually interacting with the readers helps me keep going. Sometimes I get stuck in my head, and especially now with AI and everybody like witch hunting authors for using AI, it's like it makes you kind of
nervous.
paranoid.
Yeah.
Well, how do you prove that it's not AI
Yeah.
and it's completely out of your own head? Like,
Yeah.
you really can't.
I can easily prove it because I'm not smart enough to know what year it is, so I don't know how to use the technology for AI. I just learned how to use Google Sheets, okay? You think I
I'm
know
still
how to
working on
set
that
up
too.
something?
I have never even been on an AI thing, so I have no idea how it even works.
Yeah.
But you get down when you see
Yeah.
all these posts about it. But then you go to these events and you interact with the readers and they want to know more about your books, or they want to take pictures with you. They're excited to meet you. I've had readers come up to me that have met me at previous events and are excited to see me again and want more of my books. And
Yeah.
that's really what keeps me going.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because it's not easy. It's very solitaire and solitary. You know, we were by ourselves a lot of the time, so getting that feedback from readers is always like super rewarding and kind of like a refilling like your creativity and inspiration and stuff too, I find.
Yeah.
Do you have any other ways when you're working really hard or you've gone to an event and you're tired when you get home to do self-care, look after yourself?
Yeah. Usually, especially after Windsor, I got home and I just sat there on my couch for 2 days, just kind of in a daze. But I went and I got a massage and I took time off work because I knew I was going to be exhausted and I too much peopling. So I needed time away from peopling and just, just kind of being by myself or being with my family, just kind of that resets me a little bit.
And because you're doing all these events, and you had said that you think sometimes you've thought before about stopping. Is there a milestone that you're chasing or that you want to get to before you would consider leaving?
Well, I can't leave anything unfinished. So if I start a series, I'm definitely not
There you
leaving
go.
until I finish it because I hate when authors do that. I hate when TV shows do that. I hate that in
Yes, me too.
general. It drives me up the wall. So I personally could not do that to anybody. So definitely if I've got a series going, I'm not stopping until that's done. But I can't see myself not writing because I remember writing as far back as while dictating to a TA in like grade 1 or something, Like I've got books and books of poetry I wrote in high school when I was that strange emo kid that nobody wanted to hang out with.
Just always
And
writing,
it's
yeah.
just always been
Yeah.
writing, so I can't see myself not doing that. Just a future without it just seems really weird.
Yeah. No, I get that feeling for sure too.
Yeah.
But is there something that would make you feel like you've made it as an author, like you've reached that ultimate goal that's not money related? Because obviously we all want to make a living,
You mean
but like,
you
yeah.
mean besides being able to do it full time?
Yeah, besides making a working living, that'd be great. But anything else that you would just give you that feeling?
I don't know. TV show?
Yeah, seriously, right? Come
Just
on.
people knowing who I am, I think. And just, you know what? It'd be really cool if I ran into somebody who knew who I was and an author in some weird, strange place, like just going to the mall or getting a coffee and they knew who I was
Yeah, for
and they
sure.
came up to me. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
But they have to not be crazy.
Yeah.
Not a stalker. Check.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do worry about that sometimes. Like, I know how often I post, like, hey, I'm going here. I'm going to do this event. I'm going to be at this location.
Yeah.
Like, it would be very easy, but please
Yeah.
don't stalk me and follow me at all the locations that I go
Yeah,
to.
seriously. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't hear more about that in the author world because, once in a while you will, but maybe authors aren't quite the same level of famous as TV stars are, and movie stars, I think, because their faces are not as accessible online, even though it is changing more with social media, but it's a little bit of a different medium. But you think you would probably hear about it.
I know a lot of some authors who are now having security come with them to larger events.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in their day to day, but at large events, they're like, you either have to provide security or pay for security for me type thing.
Yeah. That makes sense, especially if you're particularly outspoken politically or anything like that, and you're traveling to places where your views are going to be not welcome. That could definitely be an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I work in healthcare too, so there is that extra level where I'm just really worried someone's going to read something that I've written and they're going to think, is this really appropriate for a healthcare worker to be writing? Or a patient that's maybe not mentally stable
Mhm,
recognizes me and now they know where I work. And yeah, it's that
mhm.
whole stalker thing kind of worries me,
Yeah, for sure.
especially with having little kids. But I still think it would be cool if a random person
Yes. And
yeah,
yeah,
spotted me at the mall and knew who I was and came up to say hello.
yeah, just a cool
Yeah.
reader. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, just someone cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Be-
my mom. Sometimes she runs up to me going, Francis, with her arms wide out. And I'm like, oh my God.
Hilarious.
That's a good mom, though. That's a good mom. Supportive.
She's very supportive. She's a little crazy, but she's very supportive.
That's like, I think Melissa Whitney said her husband, like, they'll go in like a bookstore and he'll start being like really loud and being like, why aren't there any Melissa Whitney books in here? And I was like, that's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Green flags all over him.
Yes, he
Yeah.
sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So this is slightly off topic, but in regards to feeling like you've made it, who is the most famous person, author or not, in your phone?
The most famous person in my phone?
Mm.
Like, do you mean that I'm following on Instagram or that I know personally?
That you know personally.
Probably Nikki.
Famous.
You're famous
hilarious.
to me.
I guess, we're the book babes, so clearly
Yeah.
you're hilarious. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I think that's a fun thing to ask.
Yeah.
I just wondered.
It is fun. As we get more and more famous, we'll just know so many famous people. It'll be,
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
out of control. Out of control. Speaking of author friends, so we met at a live event and we'll go to a lot of the same local ones that we talked about before. What live events do you have coming up where readers can meet you?
So I'm going to be on June 6th at the St. Catharines Book Fair at the Holiday Inn in St. Catharines, and I'll see you there.
Yay.
And then I'm doing the Cider House again in July 26th. That's the West Avenue Cider House. And then I'm taking a little break until November, and I'm going to do the Pages and Pleasures in Ancaster November 14th.
Nice. Are you going to the December one in Hamilton?
I've debated doing that one, but it's so close to Christmas.
Yeah, it is hard with kids for sure.
It is.
Mine are a little bit older, like they're going to be 14 by this Christmas, so they're a little less impressed by that sort of thing. So,
My oldest is 12, and he still believes it.
So did my kids last year. This is last Christmas was the first year they really were like not into it. The year before they started to, but now last year. I think that was a COVID thing though too, because they were separated from other kids for a few years, so they kind of got to be children for a little bit longer, which was kind of nice. Kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My 12-year-old he's got some developmental issues, so he's
Okay.
a little more like an 8-year-old than he is a 12-year-old.
Okay.
But not that I complain.
It's nice
But
that he
he's-
still gets to experience that joy though, right?
It is. And like at Christmas, he walked in on me putting presents under the tree, and I'm like, Santa came early. I'm just picking up his presents and putting mine underneath so you see his first.
Yeah.
And thankfully he bought it.
Nice.
Gosh. Speaking of live events, there's a rumor going around that you two might be creating a new event. Anything you want to hint at or confirm for our listeners?
We are looking to put together a sports romance convention, probably in the Hamilton or Burlington area. But we haven't nailed anything down yet.
Yeah, we're looking at 2027. So we're actually going to have our first big in-person planning meeting after St. Catharines in June. So hopefully we can
Bringing
start
lots
to
of
get
notebooks.
Yes, and my laptop, because I can't read my own handwriting, so laptop's better than notebooks. Yeah. We started asking around like various organizers. We know a lot of organizers who have planned events, and I'm doing some research into the sort of things that we need to get in line first and the order of things. So hopefully we'll have some more news on that soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited and nervous because I've never put anything together this big, but I think it would be really fun. And I can't wait to do it with my book bestie.
Yes. And I just feel like the market is there for it here in Canada. We can bring, because it's like a genre specific. I did see some people talking online lately about there's a lot more book events happening now. People have really increased them. And because I'm doing one in September, Readers Take Cornwall in Cornwall. And people were like, well, there's a lot more popping up in the Ottawa area, in the Cornwall area. So it's something to think about getting oversaturated, right? But when you're putting together something that's very genre specific and draws a very certain crowd, like sports romance fans are hardcore and they are super into it. So even putting some feelers out, I've had people from different countries say, I would totally come to that. So
Mhm.
I think we got
Yeah,
something
and
to
I've
work
only
with.
heard of like one other sports romance convention. I know you've been to it, and that's probably how
Yeah.
I heard of it.
Yes.
So I think that would be pretty awesome just to be able
Yeah.
to do that here, and especially doing it in like Hamilton, where Heated Rivalry
Yeah.
has done like a lot of filming and a lot of filming locations.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people would be really interested in that.
I think so
Yeah.
too. I went out for dinner on Friday night with my husband for my birthday. We went to this restaurant on James Street North, which is like a lot of cool restaurants along there. And where we parked, right across the street from Relay Coffee Roasters, which is the smoothie shop in Heated Rivalry where Kip and Scott meet. So,
That's pretty awesome.
yeah. Yeah, it's fun. You can
Oh
just go
my-
around and visit those spots. And I think fans would definitely want to do that.
Yeah. I think we're even
putting it
considering
at-
one of the locations where they did filming at too. We
Yeah.
haven't looked at it yet though,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I
We
think
got
it's
to
on
look
our
into the sizing and pricing and all that stuff with the venues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't do it in June. Not in June.
I know.
Why? Why not in June? Now we have to do it in June.
Well, that's when they've moved the Minneapolis sports romance event for next year.
Yeah.
This last 2 years,
Yeah.
it was in March.
Mm-hmm.
So Albie went this year. I ended up canceling because of, Minneapolis, unfortunately, at
Yeah.
the time. But Albie did go and got caught in a snowstorm.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Coming back, like I couldn't see 5 feet in front of my car, but you can't stop and you can't pull over because there's nowhere to pull over to, and you can't stop because somebody's going to hit you.
People got
Terrible
stuck
coming
in
back.
the airport. Like, it was crazy.
God.
Yeah. So they moved it to June, and also the GR Lit Fest, the week-long literary festival that I run here in Grand Rapids with 3 other authors, is also in June. And then you also have Father's Day and Pride and
Yeah.
Juneteenth. And so there's so many events going on that we're like, it's
Yeah.
really hard to.
Yeah.
I feel
plan
like it's a lot of
anything.
events in April too, so maybe
Yeah.
we'll avoid April.
Yeah, we'll have to. That's the other thing we got to hammer down, like what would be a good time and not colliding with other big book events and things like that too, for
Yeah.
sure. It's a lot to think about, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of
yeah.
different things. And
Yeah, awesome.
I'm
Well,
excited.
we're
I'm
working on it
excited.
though. It's exciting. Yeah, it's exciting to think. Yeah, it is, and we'll definitely be sharing more as soon as we get it out there. I think number one, we'll probably start like an Instagram and get our branding in order and stuff, and then we can start to get people like on our list of interested people, interested readers, interested authors, and start to build some excitement that way as we lock in other things and venues and dates and whatnot.
Yeah, I think that would be the next thing we would have to do is lock in a venue
Yes.
and a date.
Venue and a date. Yes.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yes.
We've got this
But if
event.
we do it in the summer, then we're competing with wedding season
Yes.
too, so it's difficult.
That's the other thing. It's a lot to think about. But we'll get there. We promise. We will do our very best anyway.
Yes.
But what is one question you'd like to ask readers? For everyone listening out there, we'll be posting this one on our Instagram to answer, or you can comment on the YouTube video. But we'd like to open it up for you to ask a question.
Oh, jeez. The only question on my mind right now is relevant to the book that I'm writing.
Okay, that's
Mhm.
fine.
I've had no response to this question, so it might be a weird question. But do you remember the show Jane the Virgin?
Yeah.
I
Good one.
love that.
Yeah, it
show.
was a good one.
And so I kind of wanted to do something kind of like that, but not like that, if you know what I mean.
Not the telenovela, but
Yeah, not the telenovela. And like I was hoping to do something with spontaneous conception without the whole fertility treatments too.
oh,
My mom pointed out that this might not translate well to a book. So I'm just wondering, for readers, would you stop reading if the main female character just spontaneously got pregnant?
can you give an explanation as to how this happens, or is it like secret still?
Like they get like they're making out and they get really close, but they don't actually.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when she gets pregnant, he has no reason to think the baby's his. So it's kind of like setting it up for a secret baby,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, I want to know if that would be believable to readers because I've
too
read online
unbelievable.
it can happen.
Okay. Okay. The internet doesn't lie, right?
No, the internet never lies. Don't you know this?
I'll put it on our threads and see if we get any response.
Like
on
I
there.
said, it's this very strange question
Yeah.
you might not get any answers to.
It's all right. It's worth a shot. We'll put it out there.
And then we have one final question. If you could read any trope for the rest of your life, which would it be?
Jeez. I can't even write in a single trope. Read a single
I
trope.
know we're mean. I can't. Sorry.
That is a horrible, horrible question to ask.
We get either one of two responses. It's either like yours, like how dare you ask me that, or somebody who has an immediate answer. There's no in between.
Maybe Regency romance.
Ooh, fun.
I really love reading those.
Do love a Regency, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I could write it worth beans, but I love reading them.
It's like a lot of research into historical things.
Yeah.
I knew somebody once who wrote one, and somebody came for them over the type of punch bowl that they were using.
Oh my
That it was
God.
a Georgian one instead of a Regency one. It was the end of it, and I was like, okay, so that's a subgenre I'm not going to write in, I guess.
Yeah.
Historical readers are apparently pretty hardcore.
Yeah. They know their stuff, and they're very particular, and that's okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
I do not know my stuff. So.
No.
Like, even having studied history in university and studied anthropology in university, I still don't think I could write that to a level where readers would find it believable.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I do love a good Lisa Clay pass.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of where I got some of my first reads of romance books, were, the ones I found hidden in my mom's closet. Because we didn't have books online then, so you just had to make do with what you could find.
Oh yeah, I was constantly stealing my mom's books, and I think one of the first ones I stole from her was actually Outlander. So,
oh, nice.
Ooh, good taste.
that was quite eye-opening for me. But then I couldn't stop devouring those books. So
beautiful, love that. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming out and letting us peek behind the curtain of your author life, Frances. It was great talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
Before we forget, though, can you tell us about your next book and if later listeners can pre-order it or when they're going to be able to order it?
So I have 2 that I'm currently actually physically writing and one that I'm doing research on. My working title for my baseball romance is Reverse Pitch.
Nice.
I'm hoping to maybe have it out by the end of the year. I'm also hoping to have the conclusion to Phoenix Crown saga, which is called Fate of the Phoenix Queen, out either by the end of the year or before the next Rose City romance, because I have Victor Wall on that cover too.
Nice. Well, hopefully you'll be able to make it this year. I was so sad he couldn't make it.
I was devastated.
Yeah.
But more because it felt like a friend was missing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the place didn't have the same energy this year as it had last year.
Yeah, you're right. It didn't. Yeah.
And then, so where can our listeners find you on social media? And then we can post that in the show notes too.
I'm on most social media as author Frances Everly or as author FD Everly. So if you just look up those, you should be able to find me. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Facebook. I just started on Lemonade, and I'm on Blue Sky, but I'm not on that one very often.
Same. Yeah.
I often forget about that one.
Yeah. Yep. I feel that too. Because it's so much to keep up with. And then that one, I don't know. It's an extra one.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, this has been fantastic. It's always great catching up with you. And to all of our listeners out there, if there are any questions you think we forgot to ask, drop them in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining us, Frances.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Thanks for getting dirty with us. If you had fun, leave a review on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. New episodes will be released every Wednesday, and we've got an amazing lineup of authors to share with you.
If there's someone you'd love to see on our show, or you've got burning questions for your favorite authors, send us an email to backstagewiththebookbabes@gmail.com or leave us a comment on our social media accounts. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok, Backstage with the Book Babes. Links and applications for authors to join us as guests are at linktree/Backstage with the Book Babes.
You can follow me, Albie Blake, with that handle on social media, specifically Instagram and TikTok.
You can follow me, Nikki Jewell, and learn about my books at authornikkijewell.com. I'm also on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at NikkiJewell_books.
Thanks again for joining the party. Keep turning those pages and keep it spicy.